All right, welcome back to another episode of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Very excited today because we have a college confessions edition. Love these questions. These college kids are so stupid and they sound exactly the way I used to sound. It's amazing to me how dumb I used to be, and probably still am, but doesn't matter. We've got a special guest today for another episode. This is his second episode with us. Very excited. My oldest brother, he's here. He's going to help us out. He's had his own college experience. We've had our own college experience, and we're going to try and help these kids out. Just like always, I haven't seen these. Our guest of honor hasn't seen these. So this is all off the top of our head. It's the most reputationally dangerous show on the internet. That's what's happening here, because we don't edit any of this because I'm too lazy to edit. So whatever we say is what happens. So let's get into it. For initial impressions, hit me with it. What do you got?
It is my 20-year-old male friend, a 19-year-old male, confessed to me that he slept with my girlfriend, an 18-year-old female. She denies it, and I don't know who to believe.
Wow.
Okay. So just like always, we got initial impressions. That's all we get. You choose whose side you're on, whatever's in your head, whatever it is. We're going to let the guests go first here. What do you got? What do you got?
I mean, first of all, it's interesting to me. It jumps out of me that he lists the ages of all these people. Like that has anything really to, unless she was like 14.
So that's really that's a Reddit thing. Usually they will say like 20 male on there, which is actually very helpful for college confessions.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
And sometimes it is relevant, not related to college confessions, but there are times where you read something and you're like, these people have to be 22 years old and they're like 35. And you're like, yeah, that tells you a lot right there. So,
sorry. So that explains more about that. Okay. Back to it. So my initial impression is I believe the girl. She didn't do it. I think the guy just thinks he's, the big swinging dick on campus, and, tells his buddy, his roommate, hey, listen, man, slept with your girl. What are you going to do? And she's like, no, he didn't. I believe her. First impression. She seems like a straight shooter. She sounds honest to me from just that snippet right there. I'm all behind the girl. I think the guy's full of shit. She didn't sleep with him. And I think he's just trying to get Reddit famous. I don't know if that's a thing, but I think he's trying to get Reddit famous, and quite frankly, it's a little poor attempt actually. So anyway, that's my first impression there. Girl's a straight shooter.
Oh I feel bad. I have to do it again. I have to. You couldn't be more wrong.
Yep.
Here's what happened, and we've had a problem like this before. By the way, we've had a problem like, well, sort of like this. This guy, the friend, was able to convince this girl to sleep with him. And his dick game was so bad that she won't admit it. That's what happened. He was so bad that she's like, wouldn't touch it. Like, just wouldn't touch it with somebody else's vagina. That's what happened. That's what I think.
So, like, you're saying she tested the waters and.
Oh yeah. Oh, she definitely did it. She definitely did it. And then he didn't do what he said he could do, and she was like, nope. And that's punishment right there. Like that's what's happening. This is karma coming back to him. That's what's going on. That's my initial impression. So we got competing views here.
Wait, karma coming back to who? The friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to the friend. It was instant karma for her because she was like, I'm going to get, my cake and eat it too. And then she's like, actually, the cake is poisonous. So that wasn't great. you know, so it's instant karma for her, but now it's coming back to him because now she's like playing the psychological game where she's like, no, now people are going to think this guy's a liar because he's going to keep saying that we slept together. And now he's going to sound crazy because I'm just going to be keep it cool and calm because I'm some sort of prolific liar who could just say no and keep a straight face. And he's going to try to convince people so bad they're going to believe me, and his reputation is going to be damaged. She's going 3-4 steps ahead of this guy. He was not prepared for that. He was ill prepared from a physical and an emotional standpoint. That's what I think happened here. So, but we don't know. Let's get into the details though, and let's see.
Any more details?
Let's see who's right, who's wrong. Let's see what's going on.
Plenty of details. I say friend, but I don't know if I would consider us friends anymore. We haven't talked in months after him and my girlfriend all of a sudden would lash out at one another and refuse to speak to each other. I know my friend had feelings for her at one point, and my girlfriend knew this too. But we all had a civil conversation about it, and it seemed like the issue was behind us. My girlfriend and him would text daily, send audio messages, sometimes FaceTime, and it never bothered me. She was very transparent and would show me messages between the two of them. They would also go do stuff together that I had simply no interest in doing, like going to the park or hiking. She would sometimes send him things like, I love you so much. But I always just interpreted it as platonic. He would reply with the heart emoji. Okay, so a couple of days ago, he reached out and asked if we could talk in person. We met up and he tells me how he's been getting help for his depression and he's working on getting back into school. And he looked genuinely happier than I had seen him in a long time. He had spiraled downward badly in 2020. Eventually, he tells me that he needs to get something off his chest and that more than likely I would never speak to him again after he told me. He tells me that one night after me and my girlfriend had a fight, she asked to come over to his house and get a hug because she was upset. My friend told her that was fine. He tells me that she gets to his house and they talk and listen to music for a few hours. And at one point, she starts rubbing his leg, telling him how great of a friend he is and how he doesn't deserve any of the bad things that's happened to him recently. He then says it escalated to them kissing and having sex, in which immediately after she started crying and stormed out. He then starts crying in front of me, saying that he's sorry and that he regrets all of it. I confronted my girlfriend and she just starts crying and hyperventilating, saying that he's a lying piece of crap and that she wasn't even attracted to him and completely defends herself while hyperventilating. The issue is that I could see it happening, but I could also see my friend just making it up to get back at her. I don't know.
Wow. That's heavy. All of that's really heavy. I mean, for college, this is deep. But I got to tell you honestly, I mean, from my standpoint, when I hang out with my friends, I'm a leg rubber. I just rub legs. It's what I do. I mean, people are hanging out with me. Good day, bad day. It's just, hey, good to see you. Hey, yeah, So, a lot of people rub legs. I'm one of them. Moving to the next thing though, let's go for a hike or go to the park. Really? Like that's his move? Because those are amazing things to do. Like that's trying really hard to be a super romantic guy. And it's coming off as being a complete asshole. It's like, oh yeah, let's go hiking. Okay, great. Where? We live in Vermont. So, or the park. What are we going to do at the park? So I don't know. The whole, I think like, I could see where the friend, obviously he says it, she hyperventilates. I think the hyperventilation thing might just be she was allergic to something. And so she all of a sudden started to have like an asthma attack a little bit. And I think it's coincidence. It's complete coincidence. And I think the boyfriend, I think she's, like I said, I think those facts right there just backed up the fact that she is a straight shooter. He knows, she was showing, hey, text message, I love you. Look, heart emoji, ooh. And he knows that they wanted to go to the park and go hiking and all that stuff. So I stand by my first impression. She's telling the truth, man. The guy's full of shit. Bullshit.
I rub 3-4 legs a day minimum. That's a minimum number for sure. So I'm with you on that
A lot
one.
of human contact for you on a given day, actually.
Well, it's really my only human contact. I'll be honest with you.
When was the last time you gave someone a hug?
I just go right for the leg rub. It's just it's a leg rub.
Okay.
It's a more personal thing. You know what I mean? Like, not because not everybody does it. You know, I like to personalize it for the other person's experience.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So there like different kinds of leg rub? Do you personalize where on the leg depending on the person?
100%.
For sure.
You've got your speed, you've got your location, you've got the pressure applied,
like
the
you
grip,
squeeze it all.
100%.
Squeeze does a lot. So
100%. You know, maybe give it a double squeeze sometimes. You know, like, look, there's a lot of things you can do. Like, if your leg rubbing game is not to that level, you should think about it and understand where you're failing in life. That's number
understand
one.
the message you're sending to people.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Apparently no message at all, or a lack of message, I guess.
No. You
There's
think it's no message,
but
these people everybody that you run into is looking at you like, why is she not rubbing my leg? What did I
have known her for so many years, and
100%.
she just shuts me out. It's a
100%.
complete shutout move. So
like we just
I'll
met,
note that
she didn't rub my leg.
I'll definitely start rubbing more legs.
I think noting that is a slap in the face. I think you actually need to incorporate it into your life, is what we're trying to say here. It's not
100%.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Totally.
Yeah, it's not a let me try it out. It's like you either do it or you don't.
Totally agree. All right.
Okay.
Here's the thing. This girl started crying after sex. Like,
I knew that's where you were going first. I knew that's where you were going first.
She realized what happened. Like, immediately, she was like, that was a mistake. Wasn't worth the cheating. Right? She's just like, not worth the cheating. But here's my question, though. Here's my question. If you're a guy, again, at the age of 20, right? Because you have to remember, and I try to explain this on this show to any female listeners that we have, guys aren't always right. Guys aren't always wrong. But if you're a 20-year-old guy, I don't care who you are. I don't care what people you hang out with. I don't care what your personality is. None of those things. 100% of your life revolves around your penis. That's just a fact. Is that the worst thing that could possibly happen to you at the age of 20? As a 20-year-old man, for someone, you have sex with them and they immediately start bawling. Like, forget whether or not we think that's true. He admitted to that, right? Like, I think that's the worst possible thing that could happen to you as a 20-year-old dude. The ego hit. Like, the mental stress that's going to cause you for the next, I don't know, rest of your life is incredible.
And that's outstanding insight. The only thing that could be worse than the crying is like she stands up and she's like, wow, that's wow. Anyway,
what about when she's like, are you gonna start? What about that? That seems kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean,
that seems worse than crying or laughing.
No.
She's just like
nothing.
I think
that's just a dick move right there. I think you're just trying to be an asshole right there.
Yeah.
So you're not an asshole for laughing?
Well, no, but I'm just saying, yes, you are. Of course you are. But but I'm just saying, are you going to start? It's like, well, I mean, what were you doing the whole time? Just like, dead weighting it, just sitting there, staring, watching TV while the guy's on top of you, just, getting crazy. No, I don't think so. So, I mean, I think that's a dig for sure. Are you going to start? But I think as a guy, there's several avenues to come back from that,
100%.
And I don't want to get too vulgar, but you could say things like, it sounds like an echo chamber down there or something like that. So
100%.
I don't know. I mean, so there's ways back into that, but what Patrick is saying is very valid. Like, immediately when you're done crying and then storms out
storms out, leaves. That's it.
Yeah.
Leaves. And here's the other thing. And again, this is why I like having a female like on the show, because it makes me think about like, okay, because I don't know, I wasn't a 20-year-old girl, so I don't know, or an 18-year-old girl.
Right.
I don't know like what would go through my head, right? I only know at the age of 18, I was just like, I want to have sex with every single thing I see. Like that's life, right? But here's
100%.
the other part that I think the female listeners don't quite understand about that specific thing, which is why I think it makes it the worst possible thing that could happen if somebody starts crying, like the second you're done having sex with them. The amount of discomfort that 20-year-old guys have almost universally with emotional outpouring is incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. You are so uncomfortable, not with yourself. Like I know plenty of people who are like, I can cry in public and all this stuff, whatever. And I'm like, good for you, man. Like that's awesome. When someone else is crying, the amount of discomfort that you have. So now you've taken an ego hit and then they're crying and you're like, I don't know how to make any of this better. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then she just runs away. I think this guy, honestly, this might have been the worst possible thing that will ever happen to this guy, basically no matter what happens for the rest of his life, because this is like some PTSD type stuff. Like that's what happened, right? But
do you think this is the moment where he was like, I need therapy, and
that's
100%. What set him to better
100%.
himself in 2020?
If that wasn't the moment, that was the nail in the coffin that sent it there.
100%. Right?
We can forget about mom for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I got cried on after sex, and then she ran out. Like literally didn't even take the time to put her clothes on. She grabbed a towel and just bolted. That was it. She
went straight up. She went Jamaican relay team on me. Yeah. Like she was just out the door, gone, just gone. I couldn't even see her at that point. Like that's what happened, right? But here's my thing. With this particular issue and all the things that he said, the thing that I need to know, and he wrote a ton of words about this problem, right? And gave some pretty good information. But the one piece that's missing, which I think is the real crux of this whole thing, is what percentage of the messages was he seeing? Because there's a difference between seeing most of the messages and understanding their platonic relationship and seeing all of the messages, right? And maybe it's only one, maybe it was only one thing, but at the very least, if it's true, he didn't see the text with it that she said, hey, can I come over and get a hug or whatever bullshit she said. Yeah. So if that's the case, yeah. Hey, you want to jam some ZZ Top, like, hey, what's up?
I'm upset. We need Cyndi Lauper right now. We need Cyndi Lauper.
I also don't really believe that they're sending platonic I love you so much messages. I've only done that. I did that once when I was 18 and we were platonic and then we ended up dating. So I'm just not convinced that's what's happening. We said that while he was dating someone else. So, like we were best friends.
Oh, yeah, but
so
But where's the smoking gun text message? And what does that smoking gun text message say?
I think the smoking gun is the fact that he made the story that he told his friend is her crying after and running out. If he was going to make up a story, why would that be his story on that point? Fair. Like if you're going to say your girlfriend hooked up with me and then she cried and ran out, that's actually being really empathetic to the girl. You know what I mean? That's giving his friend reason. Like, I don't know if he cares about his friendship so much that he's trying to say, look, we both made a mistake, but like we both immediately knew. But if, as the girlfriend is saying, he's just trying to get back at her, the way you get back is to say your girlfriend fucked me and then liked it better than her being with you. But that's not what he said. So I think that the girlfriend is lying because I don't know why a dude would willingly introduce the information if, as both of you have stated, that is the most embarrassing thing to some other dude who's then
And
going to
that's
post
why-
about it on Reddit.
And that's why I'm 2 steps ahead of you, because you flip the script on that. How could my best friend or my former friend or my roommate or whatever you said he was, how could he not believe this story? So I think what happened is she got pissed off. They're, park and hiking buddies. She needed a hug. He thought this was his time to make the move because, maybe, whatever. He did have some ZZ Top going, and that's killer makeout music, by the way,
100%.
especially, early 80s ZZ Top. But
Yeah.
so she comes over. He tries to make the move. He tries, he totally misinterpreted the leg rub, which we're back to again, which I'm telling you,
Yeah.
This guy's got issues. Obviously, we know that. I'm not trying to make fun, but if he can't read a leg rub the right way, he's got some things going on that he needs to work out. But he tried to make the move, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And like embarrassed him so badly, and was like, I can't believe you're trying this. I'm gonna go tell Kim that you tried to make a move on me." And so he's like, "Oh my God, I got to get out of this." So I'm going to concoct this story that somebody's going to be like, there's no way in hell he would say some shit like that if it wasn't true. So once again, she's telling the truth. The guy's a lying sack of shit.
Okay, I can come back at that.
Okay.
If she was being very honest about them sharing, like she shared text messages and was very transparent about them saying, "I love you," them going out to the park, then when this event happened, she would have gone home to her boyfriend and told him because they're that close and this has been an issue in the past. But she didn't, which means that they definitely had sex.
I think you're wrong. I think that take is absolutely wrong. But
I'll be
yeah,
100%.
that means nothing to me anymore. I've heard that so many times. Hearing I'm wrong is like, what does that mean?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I think this might be the most perfect question that has ever been asked on this show. Because based on the facts that we have presented and that have been presented to us and the interpretations that we have of those facts, I'm not entirely convinced that there is a right answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this guy, honestly, this dude might be the smartest person who has ever been involved in a story. Not the friend, not the guy, the friend.
Okay.
This guy might be going criminal mastermind on his buddy and saying, I'm going to concoct a story so rich and so on the fence that it's going to fuck with your mind for the rest of your life. That might be what he did. He literally might have gone like straight up evil genius, James Bond villain level, taken over the world. This is somebody, he's 20 years old. This is somebody we need to be careful about in the future. I would like to get the authorities called on this young man, and let's get a surveillance system happening around him, because this is some Ted Kaczynski level shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what's happening. No, this is like
rodeo.
This is Charles Manson. Like, I'm going to convince other people to like eat people for me. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of, this is the beginnings of something like that. Because I honestly, I don't think that there's a right answer to this question. I don't think. And I think it's because of this guy's story. And if the question asker has related in the way in which it was relayed to him, I think that's the only answer, is that other guy was like, I know all of this back detail, right? The guy would. And he said, I'm going to concoct something that's just going to fuck with you because you haven't been talking to me for like 6 months or however long it's been. So I'm going to get back at you mentally. And that's somebody we need to be worried about. That's how I see it. Is that we need to be worried about this.
The girlfriend cheated, and that's it.
Wow. It's a heavy
That
take.
is a your relationship sucks feminist take right there. We are sisterhood on this show. We are believing everything women say. Apparently, that was thrown out the window today mark it down. This is now a misogynistic show. That is what we are. This is official. Whatever number this is, that's when this turned into a misogynistic show. That's the way it goes. I don't know what to tell you. It happens, deal with it.
This poor girl's got this guy who wants to go again hiking or to the park. That just screams sociopath, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Like Yogi, that's like Yogi the Bear. Like Yogi the Bear is constantly looking at picnics and trying to steal other people's picnic baskets. And I don't think anybody would look at Yogi the Bear and say, "Hey, you know what? This guy's making some good decisions in his life."
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he is doing some stuff that could get him in trouble.
Living pretty, like his personal financial investment in life is pretty low. I mean, he seems to kind of have it figured out.
Oh yeah, but I just mean like if you're a bear, like let's be real about what you are. He's trying to live a different life. He's like, hey, what's up? Let me put on a shirt.
Yeah, let me wear a hat.
Like, what are you doing, dude? What do you need the shirt for? You have a bunch of fur.
You also hate Winnie the Pooh?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of problems with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, let's not even go down that road. Are you kidding me?
A lot of problems.
The British accent and Christopher Robin needs to be slapped around significantly. That kid needs to just grow up. Christopher
100%.
Robin. Oh, I can't even believe you just mentioned Winnie the Pooh. I mean,
totally
I thought you were going to say like, wow.
This is a misogynistic show now, and it's also and has always been. This one has always been an anti-A.A. Milne show, or however you say that guy's name, because because Winnie the Pooh.
I'm a little impressed you knew the author.
A real dick. Oh yeah, I'm cultured.
Winnie the Pooh is a condescending prick. I mean,
yeah, 100%. I know at least 3 cartoonists off the top of my head. That's probably not true. It's probably the 2. I probably only know 2, but that's fine. But I'm cultured in that way. Charles Schultz is the other one. Peanuts.
Yeah.
Didn't wear a hat. Do you consider that
It's more of a children's book type situation,
But that's what Winnie the Pooh is.
Yeah, but I only saw him on cartoons. I didn't read any Winnie the Pooh books, so
okay.
I see him more as a cartoon character. He's a cartoon bear, I guess. Whereas like Dr. Seuss is like Jim Carrey in green makeup. So for me, that's how I interpret it.
All right.
But I'm glad we've got these issues solved, because now my conscience can rest easier knowing those 2 facts about myself, about this show. That's what's happening. I think we did it. Actually, I don't think we did it. I think we got stumped, honestly. I think this guy did it. This guy's friend. Well, let's get this guy's friend on the show. If anybody watches this and knows who this person is, contact us or get that guy to contact us. You can email us. We got an email. What's the email?
info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. You get us on socials, whatever. Get me in contact with this guy, because this dude should probably be running this show. I should probably just hand it over to him at this point. That's what's happening. But I enjoyed this. We appreciate our guest being here. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this College Confessions edition. We will be back tomorrow or whenever the next one goes up. That's when we'll be back. Come see us then. Until then, everybody stay safe.